Hey, what's up guys? It's Reed Young, aka Shooter here. I'm going to do a very quick review of this hand because I think it highlights a pretty important concept that a lot of people miss out on. And even though this example is pretty glaring in my opinion, there are a lot of other instances where the concept I'm going to be talking about holds true. So I just wanted to say real quick, if you guys want more reviews like this, I have a YouTube channel, you can check it out. Um, so the plan here is we have top pair, top kicker. We've raised on the cutoff and we've been called by the small blind. We actually made a 4x raise, which, unless that's a leak in our poster's game, means that he thinks someone after him is playing a bit too loosely to such a large raise, so you can get some more value with this ace king and stronger hands like this. So maybe a good play, maybe not. It also risks you giving away information with your bet sizing, because you might not want to make it $4 every time, because if you get re-raised, you're giving away a lot of money. Not a bunch of good stuff, and some bad stuff can come from making a bigger raise size there, especially when there's someone else with position on you. So I think that's the most important part of this. Out of position, it's going to be really tough for people to exploit you. So the small blind checks to us, which we would expect him to do about always on an ace-high board, and we bet just over 2/3 pot, which he probably expects us to do a large percentage of the time, maybe 80 or more percent. He calls, which I would say, unless he's a weak passive player, a lot of the times this is going to be a weaker made hand and a draw. So he's going to be check calling hands as strong as ace-10 here, and maybe even ace-jack, and as weak as a pair of nines, pair of eights, or just a crappy straight draw that he didn't feel like check raising us with for whatever reason. On the turn, the small blind checks to us again. It's a queen, so jack-10 does get there, and we decide to check back. And so I can see what the guy who posted the hand is thinking. Like, okay, jack-10 gets there. He's not going to call me with a pair of nines or a pair of eights. Maybe he doesn't even have that many worse aces pre-flop except for ace-jack and ace-10. So what am I really beating here? And I guess that's an okay way to think about things. But when you're thinking about your entire game plan and you realize that you want to be bluffing here to try to fold out hands like a pair of eights, a pair of nines, or 7-6 offsuit, something like that, you do want to be betting here as a bluff, which means you need to be value betting. And this is a pretty strong hand for our value range. So while I think it's a pretty glaring example and a clear spot that we should be value betting, a lot of people, especially I'm seeing lately middle stakes players on the river, are worried about value betting thinly, and they're worried about bluffing because they think, oh, I'm just going to get called. That's not enough reason to not bluff. If you're not going to get called, value betting ever, it's because you're not bluffing ever. And they go, hand in hand. You need to be bluffing so that your value bets get paid. And the trick is you just need to try to break even on your bluffs. That way, all your opponent can do is, fight back the best he can by calling to pick off enough bluffs. But, by nature of the position and board texture, he's just going to run into a stronger range since you're the one who decides, the hands you want to value bet with. And you can play, against his raises and adjust your tendencies based on other factors like that. But you want to make sure that your value bets are mixed with bluffs and vice versa. So I wanted to get that idea out there to you guys. If you have any other examples where you think, maybe the same concept applies, go ahead and link me in the comments section of the video. I would appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys later.